What is going on, everybody? It's Mr. Uzi here, and AMD has finally announced and released some of their new upcoming GPUs. We have the Fury X line, which is their top of the line high-end GPU, which is kind of like NVIDIA's Titan branding. And then we also have the R9 and R7 300 series, which for the most part are mostly rebrands of older cards. The 390 and 390X, I believe, just have more VRAM, and they also get a performance boost of about 10 to 15%. But the downside to that is that the prices are also elevated because they are technically new cards, so there's always that part of it too. Now, for the more exciting part of this GPU announcement, we have the Fury or the Fiji GPU. Now, we did get a lot of rumors, leaks, and even renders of the GPU and what it was supposed to look like, and a lot of them showed a shorter PCB, which a lot of people were really skeptical about because having a shorter PCB didn't really, coincide with a high-end GPU. I mean, the Titan is a freakishly long card. The 980, 980 Ti are freakishly long cards. Even the old, R9 290X, if you look at the Sapphire Tri-X edition, is ridiculously long. That's what a high-end card looks like. But AMD is now using HBM, or high bandwidth memory, which allows memory modules to be stacked instead of scattered along the PCB, and now you're able to save space as well as get significantly increased bandwidth speeds. So I'm not really sure how much memory bandwidth impacts gaming performance, but one thing is for sure, the PCB is definitely smaller than what you would see on the previous R9 290 and 290X, and even the GTX Titan and 980, 980 Ti, 970, and all that business. They said somewhere around 65% savings on the PCB space, so you are getting a significantly smaller card, which will allow you to put it in maybe an ITX, mini ITX system, but it is still a 275 watt TDP card. There is a water-cooled variant and an air-cooled variant. The water-cooled variant will start at about $650, and the air-cooled variant would be $550. The water-cooled one, I believe, is set to launch first, June 24th. Now, as far as performance goes, AMD has run their own benchmarks for these cards, and what's very interesting is that it's actually beating out GTX Titan 980 Ti 980 at 4K. They ran a benchmark with Far Cry 4, which showed about a 55 or 56 FPS average at 4K at ultra settings with a low FPS of around 40. That's ridiculous. I mean, this card only has 4 gigabytes of VRAM. To be clear, it only has 4 gigabytes of VRAM. That is the current limitation for high bandwidth memory version 1, but version 2, sometime next year, even the next iteration of this card, is supposed to be upwards of 8, maybe even 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, I am always skeptical about companies, specifically AMD and NVIDIA, when they post GPU benchmarks, because these are in the most ideal of cases. We're not really sure what they're determining as far as hardware goes, how they're even getting these benchmarks. They don't really release too much on how they conduct these, so take these with a grain of salt, but it does seem to be in line with all the other rumors that we've seen leaked in the past. I'm really excited to see that AMD might just have a card that's able to compete with the GTX Titan and GTX 980 Ti. It's been a long time since we've seen any new architectures from AMD. We did get the R9 285, which was Tonga, but that wasn't a high-end card. It was more of a mid-range, maybe a mid to high-range card, and it's still being rebranded as the R9 380. So we haven't seen a whole lot new, so I'm excited to see what AMD is going to do with these GPUs. And honestly, I want to see NVIDIA cut their prices because they see that AMD has put out a competitive card at a competitive price. Anyway, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What's your thoughts on the new AMD GPUs? Are you more or less, are you excited about the rebranded cards? Are you actually excited for the new Fury GPUs? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to hit me up on Twitter. I'll put that somewhere, right here maybe, and it'll also be in the description below. If you have the red subscribe button on your screen, that means you're not subscribed, and you know what? You should. So you should hit that button, change it to white so it says subscribe. So be sure to do that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.